U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders, normally a Trump administration critic, has come out in favor of the White House plan to take about a 10% stake in the U.S. chipmaker Intel in exchange for CHIPS Act grants. That would seem to give it at least some bipartisan cover. Do you think this makes the plan materially more likely in the near term?
To be honest, I doubt that anything Bernie Sanders has to say is going to influence this administration one way or the other. It is kind of interesting, though, because the CHIPS Act itself was quite bipartisan. It was actually one of the very few true pieces of bipartisan legislation that actually made it through. And there's a fair amount of grants that were awarded in quite a few states. So it actually makes this whole thing very interesting, because if the Trump administration is saying they want to swap grants for equity now, I don't even know, frankly, if they're allowed to do that. I mean, the CHIPS Act, it was an act of Congress. So I don't know what the Trump administration actually can do. Although, look, I'd say, they don't always care, right? I mean, they typically will go and, they'll try to do whatever they can do and I guess see if anybody tries to stop them.
Even if the deal goes through, do you think the 10.9 billion US dollar injection would be enough to fix the problems that Intel is facing?
I don't think so. It's not big enough. I mean, so again, just for some context, the Ohio project that they delayed. I mean, that was Pat Gelsinger's baby, the old CEO, and now they've delayed that to 2030 or even beyond. They don't need it. They don't need the capacity. That project was originally spec'd at $28 billion. So, I mean, the CHIPS Act money was, again, that $10.9 billion, that was actually supposed to go across, I don't know, 3 or 4 different locations: Oregon, New Mexico, Arizona, and Ohio. This 10 billion or 11 or whatever it is, it isn't enough. They need more.
If you're Intel CEO Lip-Bu Tan right now, do you take this deal?
Well, again, Lip-Bu may or may not have a choice, right? But it's still, we should talk about what they need. They need more than money. So they need 3 things, in my opinion. Number, they do need money, sure. Number 2, they need customers. And this is one of the other, let's say they build out Ohio. Let's say they hand them $28 billion and they go build out Ohio. Great. What are they going to fill it with? Right? If you don't have customers, you're just digging a hole and throwing $28 billion into it and then setting it on fire, right? I mean, you need customers. And some folks have speculated that maybe the Trump administration would force or encourage customers to use Intel and help to get the business. The problem with that is that they need a third thing: capability. And this is something that they have not yet proven that they have. And my own view is you don't need to force customers to use Intel. If Intel can prove that they can deliver products at these advanced manufacturing nodes in spec at a good cost structure and on time, they will have customers lined up around the block to use it. If they cannot prove that they can do those things, and those are table stakes for running a foundry business, if they can't prove that they can do that, nobody's going to put any material volume there. How could you bet your own roadmap on Intel's ability to execute if you're not convinced that they can?